What is up, you guys? I am filming during the day, which I love to do. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I have almonds in my teeth. I just ate chocolate covered almonds. I was ready to go. I was ready to film, and then my maintenance guy pulls up outside, and I've been waiting for him to come and finish like the same like 3 jobs that he's had to come back for like 5 times for each, more than that for the air conditioning. But neither here nor there. He was here and I was like, oh shit. So I was like, took down all my stuff. I was like, okay, I'll film later. I'll go to the store now. And then he pulled away. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna film now while I can. Our weekend reflective message sort of like sums up what we've been working with through the week. And I think that if you guys are maybe feeling the same vibe that I am and a lot of other people are talking about, like having had to take a rest, take a break. They had to take a couple of days to unplug. I haven't had that yet. I haven't been able to unplug, but hopefully I can like get caught up in some stuff and really take some like intentional days off soon. But neither here nor there. If you feel like you've been wrestling with apathy this week and sort of like a passive aggressive procrastination, you're not alone. I feel like I've been at war with myself and struggling with myself. And that is basically the gist of the message that we have today. It's though that we are the last thing that is really blocking us as far as like getting over the hump and moving forward and starting to see momentum and results and sort of like see our potential start unfolding. So we've got from the Radiant Sun Oracle, Jupiter in Capricorn, which is control. This is Zeus depicted surrounded by cherubim in the firmament. He has his feet on the ground. The Ouroboros is the, cycle of death, rebirth, wisdom, embodiment, and so on and so forth, transformation. Then we have Mars in Libra, which is choice. I'm an Aries Sun Libra rising, so this is very much the essence of me and my nature. It's so funny too because my middle name is Rose, and this rose is here as part of the symbolism. So interesting. So the 2 characters here, one represents justice, and I don't know if the other one represents fate or destiny or what, but these characters here look at the scales of karma or tikkun or energy or balance within. Are things in balance? The legs represent difficulty in movement. And then the rose represents the balance between beauty and the thorns, the bloom and the thorns. It's like the pain and the beauty that come with life. And sort of the almost necessity for some pain to contrast the depth of the beauty when we have it. So here we have choice. And we have Mars in Cancer, which is a quarrel. These 2 suitors are head to head and they're arguing over a betrothed. These 2 characters here are fighting over a golden ring, maybe even the cosmic ring of sovereignty, which is inner peace within, when we find wholeness and oneness within the self, when our consciousness is aligned, heart, soul, mind, body, and spirit. And we're at one with ourself and at peace with ourself, and we can take actions that we are guided to take without resistance and self-doubt. So this can also hint at disputes or things that are unsettled within the home or the household or like the close-knit inner circles. I'm feeling this might literally be addressing my landlord situation right now with my maintenance guy coming over and like getting some stuff fixed. But there might be some focus around, it's like this warring part within you between your inner drive and your emotions, but there also might be manifestations of a little bit of like chaos or unsettled issues within the household or home or closest intimate relationships. So control, Jupiter in Capricorn, This is like great energy to work together, but Jupiter is expansive and it's like philosophical and it's adventurous and it's explorative, but it is sometimes lacking in temperance and in balance. And so paired with Capricorn, it's like the perfect combination of structure and discipline and direction and determination, and putting all of that fire into like material tangible results, making good use of time, finding balance and discipline within that temperance, and then finding success, material success because of it. However, so like this character is like, this characteristic embodied in a person causes someone to have like a constant desire for self-improvement and improving their circumstances, but not without discipline and like focus and determination and passion. And so we've got the Hanged Man here. And in this particular case, it's like they've been hanging out here for a while and like vines are growing on her. And I just feel like in this particular reading, the message is that no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to cut you down. The plot is that you actually get tired of waiting and you eventually realize that you can actually just get yourself down. Like there's no need to wait on a rescue or any kind of big direction outside of yourself. It's like, you know what needs to be done. So just it's time to just get out of this tree, because this is like not one of those waiting periods or limbos or voids that you get out of because of like some big like moment that you're presented with where it's like a clear turn of the page. It's like it's literally just like, you're like, what am I doing? Like I have like a pocket knife, I think, or it's just like these vines. I can probably just untangle myself from these vines and get down and like stop wasting time, right? This has been all serving a change in perspective and healing, but now it's like you have what is required for this next leg of the journey. So now it's just making up your mind to like bootstrap up and bootstrap on. And so it's just getting determined within the self and making that choice to maintain balance and exercise, like putting your passion and into action, into creating the stability and beauty. Because right now, the Queen of Wands is like, sort of like dissatisfied. She's like turned upside down. She's not motivated. She's not really like taking responsibility for herself. And it's like things aren't going well, and it's causing like her to be embittered. And it's just like, she's kind of like been acting on impulse or like, in the shadow self of the Queen of Wands. And so she's just not feeling like that charismatic magnetism and like lust for life. Usually the Queen of Wands has like so much energy and focus and joie de vivre, and it like can do all these things at once and juggle it all and be charming in the process. But like it feels like Queen of Wands reversed is like sourpuss, burnout, like get the fuck out my face. Like everything is just sort of like, oh, I can't maintain anything because she is not maintained, right? It's like, oh, I'm so burnt out that I can't finish any one task. Have you ever felt like that, where you're just like, oh, everything needs to get done, but you're like, I am lacking the time and the energy and the resources and the skills and the general functionality to do it all, and in the time that you have allotted. So you're just like, somehow people get this done. So this is kind of like that energy right now. It's just like, you're just going to have to make a choice to get yourself out of this burnout and this like overwhelm and this pile up and bottleneck, like one bucket at a time out of the sinking ship, which is funny too, because my air conditioner has now, I don't know if I've said this on a video yet, but I did the math and I have removed 11,000 gallons from the air of my house of water from the condensation that has been backing up into the ventilation system from my air conditioning unit over the past 2 years, 2 summers that it's been doing this. So that is half of a swimming pool that I have bucket by bucket been removing from the air of my home. So it's practically like it could rain in my house at any time. expect thunderstorms. Isn't that like funny that the universe has that literally, like it's like a little rain cloud that is formed inside of my house. The abyss by unexpressed emotion, I guess. I don't know. Trying to get it out, I don't know. It's just like, how? Oh my gosh. So one of the coaches that I love, Matt Hussey, he's like a relationship coach and a dating coach and a self-love coach, just a general good coach. And so him and his wife were, he was talking to Drew Barrymore, and he was talking about a text that his wife had sent him. And they started talking about, is it the wrong guy, the right guy, whatever. And I don't know, there was something that he said, and I can't remember what led him to say this, but he said, you can grieve someone not being the one, just don't grieve them as if they were the one. And I was like, oh my God, because I just started thinking, like, how do you get that person out of your system if you can't? Or if they seem to be clinging on, even though you've seemingly purged them. And that's a good, I think, way to approach it. It's like, grieve them, the fact that you were disappointed that they weren't the one, but don't get it in your mind that you're grieving the loss of the one, because they clearly weren't, right? So you can grieve the disappointment that it wasn't it. Oh, that would have been good. But it's so different from thinking that you missed out on something that was like supposed to be for you. It's like a whole different, it's very liberating, I think. Okay, and so this quarrel, it's like the upset within ourselves is the thing that's sort of holding us back from just being more functional and more focused. And like, when you are indecisive, or when you are like distracted with some issue that's like disrupting your inner peace, that's very exhausting and it's very draining to your willpower. So like being at peace within the self, it's so funny because on the series The Chosen, I keep like bringing this up because there's like so many aspects that I'm like taking away from it that aren't just like the obvious, but like it seems like it's not like a complex message that Jesus is bringing. It's like over and over again, he's just basically trying to like convince people that they can like be at peace and that they don't have to be like so anxious, and they don't have to be, if they just stop fighting with each other, then they can like do their deals and commerce, and all's well that ends well. Like everything's fine. Just like everybody has essentially the same goal. Just work together to achieve it. Everybody's abundant. Everybody wins, right? Stop living your life torn apart inside, and there you are. You can rest in bliss, and things will already be a lot better. You won't be so affected by all of these other things. It's just like finding this peace within yourself, and then you can be more functional. And so the thing that's keeping you from like, it's like you needed an active desire in order to manifest anything. But in order to have an active desire, you have to believe that it's possible, or else you feel like your attempts are futile, and it's exhausting, and it brings you like hopelessness and despair. And you're like, I feel the futility of my toil. Like it's not even amounting to anything. So give yourself balance, give yourself rest when you need it, give yourself discipline when you need it, but have that balance, maintain it, and just let the war within yourself go. And some things will help your willpower if they're non-negotiables and you just don't have like an option. It's just that that is part of the structure that you build into your day, and you make time. Some things I have been able to do that with, and there are new things that I'm trying to incorporate that it's a process. Sometimes it's easier said than done. I know. So we're all in this together, support group. All right, y'all, happy weekend. No one is coming to save us. This is really going to be up to us to take responsibility for ourselves, which is good news. It's like there's not anything that's like deeply out of our awareness that we need to go into a lot of deep work over. At this point, it's just like, hey, like I know you're tired, but just like try to get some rest, recuperate, and then like now it's time to like hit the ground running. Time to get to work, time to get focused, and time to follow that inner guidance. All right, y'all. Ciao.